Hi, Hermina. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't even notice completely. I think maybe a little bit I might have, but that I was making the same movements as Denise. And I see your question. Is it something that just comes naturally for him? Yeah, it just comes. Is he mirroring? All right. Um, so, yeah. You find it hard to read body language, easy to understand if you take the shape. Okay. So what can I say? Like, do clients feel weird about that? In my experience, I know what you mean. Like, there's a way of kind of mimicking, like you see it, and then you do what you see, right? Almost like you're trying to follow it, like you see it with your eyes, and then your eyes and your mind tell your body to do it, right? And that's not what I'm so much doing. It's like I'm allowing myself to come into resonance with who I'm with. And as I drink that in, it's not like I'm doing it. It's like it's just arising, right? And it should never overtake the other person. Yeah, it's just a natural arising, and typically I try to dial it down to like maybe 10% or 20% of what the other person is doing, because you never want to overtake them. You always want to just be with them. So yeah, clients seemed to feel, at least maybe they have and haven't told me. They haven't told me it's weird. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate the question. Okay, do you warm clients up with what kind of things to notice or say, frameworks like today, or do you dive in? Ah, Well, that's a little bit of the lead in, right? Kind of when you lead people in, you invite people just to notice. Like, what are you noticing? And sometimes you give like a multiple choice menu, right? Just as offerings, like, and so you can totally do that. Sometimes it helps people kind of get going or get started or follow or track awareness. Like, oh, yeah. Like, do you notice something in your head or your neck or your chest, your belly? Ah, yeah, there's something kind of in my shoulder on my left side. Ah, okay. And then sometimes you can offer like multiple choice options. Okay, what's that like? Or just notice there's something right there, kind of on your left side, right? So, yeah. So typically, Connie, in answer to your question, you sometimes do a lead-in, which is a way of just kind of guiding people in to the work a little bit. Okay, for a client stuck in freeze that reports numbness, no feeling at all, would you have them stay with that until something arises, or maybe not go into focusing yet until they feel more resources? Yeah, good question. So numb, there's a lot of different kinds of numb, right? Nothing is always something. Feel numb, is it like a dull numb? Is it an empty numb? Is it a kind of a black hole numb? Is it a glassy numb? So there's a lot of kinds of numb. There's a lot of no kinds of feeling. don't feel anything. Okay. So let's just be with that, the feeling of not feeling anything. Yeah, it's just like hollow, empty. Wow, just notice that breath. See, sometimes when you find the name of something, it's just like, there's a breath. Okay. Yeah, it's hollow, empty. So just feel that, hollow, empty. Okay, so empty and hollow is a certain kind of feeling. That's the particular kind of no feeling that you're having. A hollow, empty. Yeah, it feels hollow and empty, and it sounds like, oh. Yeah. So nothing is always something. Would you have them stay with that until something arises, or maybe not go into focusing yet until they feel more resources? So are they in freeze as a certain kind of like acute trauma trigger response, right? Or are they in just kind of a depressive, low-grade freeze? I mean, for me, if a client is in freeze and feels like they're slipping away, there's sometimes a feeling of somebody drifting away, right? I wouldn't do focusing at that point, right? Like I'd do more like, okay, notice me, hear my voice, feel your feet on the ground. Okay, like steady as she goes, right? So in that kind of freeze, it's like, okay, let's bring them back. If somebody's in a, I don't know, like a mild, maybe chronic, like depressive freeze, that isn't going anywhere, right? That isn't like veering off the edge of the cliff right now. I think it's okay to actually try and slowly thaw that with presence, attention, and awareness/love. Okay? So anyways, that's how I would answer that question, Carly. Oh, let's see. Goodness gracious. Okay. Let's pause that.